Well, Jestina, today's the day. We have big news to share.
Yep, it is a big day. We're so excited.
And we have a special guest with us today.
We do.
We have the Pillar and Post broker and owner, Ashley Love.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Ashley, we are so excited to have you today. And we have a joint announcement that we've kind of been talking about on social media. And this feels kind of like a natural transition for us because our brokerages have always worked so well together.
Yeah.
And you've always been very complimentary of this broker right here. So Ashley, I guess go ahead and tell everyone what is happening.
We have decided in the new year to merge our office, Pillar and Post Realty, with Heritage Group.
Excited.
I guess expand. Are we going to say? Okay. So we're expanding their offices by adding a new location in Crawford County.
Yay!
Yes.
And we have a little bit more even of a story to tell and share with everybody. And this is really cool. And I think it's just a God thing and how he did the timing of everything. And Jestina, you can kind of talk about how you got to know Ashley and just kind of the first conversation of how this started. And then we can talk about the fun details in between.
Yeah. No, we've done a few transactions together. We, of course, talked, I think, when we started our company, and then we talked with you and Devin when you guys started, when Pillar and Post opened and everything. And so it was one of those things where it was on both sides where we're like, hey, we're rooting for you. This is so awesome. This is exciting. And I think one thing that both of our companies did was we brought a fresh perspective and something completely new to the River Valley area when it came to the way we did our real estate marketing and the way that we handled our business and stuff. So it's always been a fun thing for us to cheer you guys on. And we always love when we get to work with you guys. And now we get to do it even more so. So we're so excited.
Yes, no, it's been, just fantastic for us. And, thank you for your support and everything. But, for us, just over the last 4 years and growing and reaching to the point where we really can't do as much as we want to do anymore. So getting to merge and be better together is a really great opportunity. And then, of course, expanding into Crawford County and everything helps you guys grow and also helps serve that area really well.
Absolutely. And one thing that stood out to me about Pillar and Post when you started was just the way that you cheered for other brokerages. And you were just you have the same heart and mindset as we do, that collaboration and working together really well helps the client ultimately.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's something that we loved. Another thing I noticed right off the bat was your local involvement, your community involvement. So share a little bit about your heart with that, because I know you're involved in a lot and with the chamber, and just in the community.
Sure. Prior to getting into real estate, I did work at the Van Buren Chamber, which after moving back to Van Buren in 2019, that gave me a really good opportunity to get reestablished with the community and figure out the organizations. And I had worked in nonprofits previously. So I do have a, kind of a heart for the understanding and the difficulties that it takes to raise money and to go out there and do everything that they need to do to focus on whoever they're serving. So through working at the chamber, I wanted to use the opportunity when we opened our brokerage to really find ways to give back. And so for our ribbon cutting, instead of just celebrating the office opening, we also used it as an opportunity to do a diaper drive for First Choice Pregnancy Medical Center.
Oh, I love that.
And so then we had just, a wall full of boxes of diapers and wipes that we were able to take and give to them. You're coming to a ribbon cutting anyway. You're getting all these business leaders in your community. So why not just stop at the store and get a box of diapers to help out as well? Just those little things.
Yeah.
We did for a long time. Every time we had a closing, we let a client pick a nonprofit. We'd send them a check just as a way to say thank you to the clients, but also help out those organizations as well. It's unsolicited money, which is the best.
That's amazing.
When you don't have to really go out there and fight for every dollar.
Absolutely. And your heart is, I love hearing you share that. And I'm excited to have that kind of heart at our Van Buren office. And when we were talking about opening a branch in Van Buren, I'd shared with you and Jestina as well that we would really love to build in Van Buren, first of all, but I was looking at some real estate online and I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a change. I wanted to own something, and your building right now is amazing, but we talked about changing. And so Justina and I talked and we went and toured a certain building, and then I sent it to you. And tell me a little bit about when you got that text.
When we were talking, I said, prepare yourself for goosebumps, because I sent a text to Devin, our principal broker, a year ago and said, I want this building.
And that was just, that was the best news.
It was so exciting.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, because it's it's smaller, it's more intimate, which we have plans, but when I sent it to you, you're excited. And so that was just such a God thing. And I was like, you're kidding. And then Ashley even sent me the screenshot from last year with the building in it. So that's really, really cool.
I know. It was just even more so felt like everything is just coming together and that everything works together really well.
I agree. I think it was just confirmation. So share a little bit about how you got into real estate, your passion for real estate. Just tell us a little bit about your family too.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I actually got my license about 4 years ago, but real estate is one of those things that I tell people is always on the back burner for me. Even going back to junior high, we took like a career orientation class, and we had to do a job shadow for somebody for the day. And I had a neighbor that was a real estate agent. And so I went and shadowed with her. So like 8th or 9th grade, I'm sitting in there, and this is before, internet. So we're looking at the book and we're, talking about open houses and everything. And so that was kind of, the first step. But then you go off to college and you start looking for, study, salary, income and everything. And I have a degree in marketing. And so I went to work at UCA, which is where I went to school, doing marketing for a division of the campus. And so did that for a long time and a few other things. But there was a pivot about 10 years ago while we were still in Conway where I thought about getting into real estate again. And so I have a Facebook message thread with a broker here at another company that was a friend of mine from college, just going back and forth talking about real estate again. But I never pulled the trigger while we lived there. But moving up here and getting reestablished with the community, it just felt like the right time to finally go for it.
That's so awesome.
I love
and
that.
tell us about your family.
Oh, yes.
You're married.
And those guys.
You are married.
I am married. My husband, John, we met in Conway. And so we've been married for 18 years. And we have 2 sons that are 15 and 11.
That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit, because I know I'm looking at this, and Jestina and I both, we are really looking at 2025 as a year for growth for all of us, right? I'm really hoping that the housing market really takes off and levels out. And we've been through a few really different and challenging years, but Heritage Group, we've been able to see some growth. And so talk to the agents who maybe are thinking, I might want to change as well. I might want to make a brokerage change. Talk to those agents and maybe just tell them what we have to offer as a merged office going into Crawford County, especially Crawford County.
Right. That's something that we have talked about where you've had conversations with agents who wanted to make the move, but of course, convenience is a factor where your office is located. And so that was a really big thing for us when we were visiting, and you guys said you wanted to expand into Crawford County. Is I live in Van Buren. All of our agents live in that area. And so it's really convenient to be able to stay in our town and to be able to pour back into that area a little bit more. So any agents that have been thinking about it or making the move and then haven't, come talk to us. Let's figure out if it's a good fit, because I think that there's an opportunity there for sure to grow the Van Buren office.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're Crawford County at heart too. We live in Crawford County. We come over here for work, and then of course we go to our Northwest Arkansas office as well. But yeah, it's so exciting to be able to open a location where we live and we attend church and everything else. And yeah, there's some really great Crawford County agents, and we have several that are here in our office. But I'm excited to see new ones who want to join us as well.
Definitely. You might not know this. I think I told you this, Ashley. I'm from Natural Dam. I have moved. In my childhood, I literally only moved across the street. So that's how Crawford County I am. And then my husband, when we got married, we moved to Van Buren briefly. And then we've been back in Natural Dam this whole time. And then Jestina, you are?
I've been in Crawford County my whole adult life. So yeah.
Alma
it's
usually?
Home. Yeah. Alma for the last, I think, how old's Jordan? So almost 20 years.
Yeah. So we've actually been traveling to come to this office, which we love. We love this area. It's really become a second home to us. But we are so excited to have the opportunity to be in Van Buren. And we can't wait to see the opportunities. I love the fact that you are already so knowledgeable about the chamber and you have all of those connections to where you can really tell us how we can be the most effective to get back in Crawford County as well. We encourage our agents to do that in every area that they're from. So that's exciting. You have how many agents right now?
We have like 5.
Yeah.
That I would say are like full-time our agents in our office. And so 4 of them live in Crawford County and then one lives over here. So she'll probably want to come to this office.
Wait a minute,
this will be more convenient for her. And so then the rest of us are like Van Buren or Uniontown area. And so again, that was a really big factor in making a decision to make a change was how it could best work for all of us
for sure.
instead of just each individual person. And so again, having the opportunity to stay in Van Buren and really grow something new and modern and serve that area.
We're so thrilled to have you guys, all of the agents, join the team. And let's how about this for fun? Do you guys have any fun Crawford County stories to share? Who do you think about? This is a fun one. Who do you think about when you think about Crawford County? Is there one person that comes to mind? In small towns, I always notice that there's just certain people that just seem to give back so much that we tease and we're like, they're the mayor of the town, unofficial mayor of the town, you know. But there's definitely some people that I think of. What about you?
I've got a couple just, from being back the last few years. One I'm going to see tomorrow, and that's Debbie Thomas.
I actually thought of Miss Debbie as well. Shout out Miss Debbie.
Shout out Miss Debbie and the Van Buren Education Foundation. I'm on the board. And so tomorrow morning is the day that we go and we deliver big checks to all the teachers who submitted grants across the district. So in the morning, we'll go and surprise all the teachers with big checks to award their grant money. So awesome. I'll see Miss Debbie bright and early in the morning. So she is definitely like the female mayor of Van Buren.
Yeah, she definitely is. Always doing so many things.
Ironically enough, when you say mayor, I always think of like Nathan Riggs. Because John and everything. But then also, of course, he is everywhere. You see him and his family at all the things.
We love you, Nathan.
Yep. And Michelle, especially Michelle.
Michelle Moore.
And so we see him at all the things. Everywhere between his kids' activities and coaching sports, but he's at like every ribbon cutting and every chamber thing. I think when I worked there, I saw him all the time.
Big supporter. Cody and I have always been thankful for that. Yeah. For the support in the community. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, it really, you start to pay attention to, especially, when your kids are attending school, to the people in the communities that are so quick to give back. And so in the Alma area, I always think of the Crabtree RV, Bert and Tammy Adams.
Definitely.
And just their heart for their community, the heart for all of the students in Alma School District, and just their willingness to always step in and give back at any moment's notice.
I love that. Yeah. There's so many families that have been here, their whole life, and they think about what's going to be the best for our area, not just what's the benefit to me and how much money, but how can I give back? How can I make this town better for everybody? And I've just always been so thankful for that, for our whole area. But I just love Crawford County, and it's a really special place. I love what they're doing downtown in both Van Buren and Alma. And I know we're just talking about Van Buren and Alma, and there's many more awesome areas, but it seems like it's really growing and people are being intentional about helping that. I just went downtown Van Buren to their Christmas parade. And it's Whoville themed. And it was whoever put that on did an excellent job. The Grinch was there. The kids were all dressed up like they were from Whoville. And then there was a little train, a Christmas train, and they had it blocked off. So I love small towns. I'm a small town girl. I love that feel. So whoever did that, awesome. The Christmas tree lighting, always excited to see that. The train depot. So anyway, I'm just excited because our new location is really close to downtown.
Yes.
It's on Webster Street.
Yes.
So you can it's almost like being able to just walk over and see all the people we love. So when we have our ribbon cutting, you guys who are our new neighbors, please come out and see it. We've got a lot of work to do, but I'm very excited.
I am too. I love the location. I love the convenience. It's really nice to be near downtown and, going to walk to lunch or visit with other people down
Pasta
there.
Grill. Oh my gosh, shout out Pasta Grill. I can eat that every day. It's so
And
good.
the Hive, that's a really great new location to go grab a soup or a salad.
Yes.
So
You need to take me
love
to the
that.
Hive.
We
That
need to
sounds
go.
amazing. I also visited the coffee shop that's on Main.
Chapters,
on Main. So awesome.
So, funny story. My parents opened the popcorn store that's right next to the Chapters.
Yes.
And so they owned that for like 3 or 4 years and they sold it a couple of years ago. But that was so terrible for you. But when they had it,
It was terrible for
I would
you.
just go in there and be like, can I get a bag of chocolate
best,
covered
yeah.
whatever? So it's
That was so good.
it was really convenient. But
Yeah.
and it's still doing a great job. They've done a good job keeping it up, and they partner with schools and organizations and fundraisers.
Our Alma Cheer, that's one of our best fundraisers that we do every year.
I don't think anybody's going to say no to an amazing bag of popcorn.
Yeah, I know.
Hit me up. I will buy
I
your
would
popcorn.
have kids knocking on my door selling what's poppin' popcorn, and I'd be like, "This is my parents," but I'm still going to
this
give
is
you
like
like $50 in popcorn.
Yeah. How soon can you get it here? Yes.
That's right. I'm not a cook. I don't know about you guys. So anything that I can have that people can just snack on at my house, because I'm not going to whip something up. I wish I was like that, but I'm not like that. Well, is there anything else you want to share, Ashley?
Well, I think that through all of our conversations with everybody and making this decision, heritage was at the forefront of all of that. And so it was very unanimous for all of our agents to just say, yes, let's do this. Let's join Heritage and help expand their office into that area.
That was such an honor too.
Yeah, it
that
really
you
was.
approached- And tell us, from the outside, this might be a selfish question, but why Heritage? Why did you choose Heritage?
Jestina was my first call.
Yeah.
My first appointment that I made. And I felt like, our beliefs line up, our values and our aesthetic. And so I think it's really just a natural fit, honestly, for our agents. And my biggest factor in making a change was how could it benefit everybody? I, again, didn't want to be just thinking about myself. And so when you presented that opportunity about adding a Van Buren office, it was just natural.
Yeah.
It's such a great thing when God brings the right people together and, and puts the right people in the right positions. And I think it really comes back down to what we've talked about before, like relationship is everything, and like maintaining relationships and encouraging each other and calling out, the great things that you see in other people. It really opens the door for opportunities like this, where it's like, why wouldn't we do business together? You really can line up with the people that you enjoy working with and doing business with, and that see things the same way that you do. We are so excited and just so thankful for you guys. And we're really excited to see what this new year comes.
Yes. No,
It's been hard for me to keep this secret. So I'll be excited when this airs, because then I can tell everybody.
Okay, we're good.
I am so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Well, while we're still here, I'm trying to think how much more time we have here. But let's vision cast together for 2025. What do you guys think as brokers we're going to see in 2025 as far as the housing market? What do you see in our area do you feel like inventory wise and, buyers, sellers? Just give me your market analysis real quick.
I think we're going to see, because we're already seeing it, where the interest rates and everything are starting to stabilize. And with that comes the, everybody kind of builds their confidence back in the housing market. So I think people that have been on the fence about making a move or making a change, we're going to see that kind of go away. So the ones that have been holding out are going to be like, okay, this is probably the best we're going to see it for a while. And now that they feel like the market's stable and the economy is stabilizing, we'll probably see a lot more movement that we haven't seen in the last year.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we're going to have a lot more energy and eagerness to make a change in 2025. So I'd like to see that, for all of us as well.
Yeah, I agree. We're already seeing a little bit more, I feel like, confidence in the market, which is exciting. I think, around the holidays, we always have this little bit of everybody takes a break, So I really think for our real estate agents, going into 2025, I think position yourselves for growth because it's going to come. Get ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes a moment of slow is good. It helps you to kind of realign, okay, what's my vision? What are my goals for this year? What are the things I need to put in place so that, it doesn't run me when it comes, all of those things. So this is a great opportunity. We always say that to our agents and to ourselves to rest when there is, a good time to rest, enjoy your family, and then be ready to, hit the ground running.
It's kind of like having a newborn. You know, you think about it. People say like sleep when they sleep.
Yes, that's true.
The first couple of years when I would be in a slower state, I would, get depressed on myself or just really be hard on myself of I'm not doing enough. I'm not being good enough. And I'm not staying as busy as that person over there. And there's a lot of that. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, nope. If my phone isn't ringing, it's okay for a minute, and then transitioning into the new office is going to give me an opportunity to focus on all of our other agents or, newer agents as well and kind of be there for them a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I know we're excited to see the team that you continue to build over there because I think they're going to be under such great leadership with you. And the sky's the limit. It's exciting.
I totally agree. Another cool thing that I think about when I think of Crawford County and our new Van Buren location, I have noticed, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you have, one thing I love to see is the remodels that are happening to those historical homes. Some of those smaller neighborhoods, when builders come in and they revamp and they take on a project, and it's not easy because, Cody and I have had, coming from a family of builders, I know that it's an investment and it sometimes is an expensive risk that you take. And one thing we've talked about is with the places we live, we love to see people not just move to another location and build new, but to really take the time to remodel those older homes. And I've kind of driven around and seen some of the really pretty new remodels going on. Have you guys noticed that? And I know it's been happening slowly over the years, but I would love to see that to continue in 2025 if we have some more opportunity for investors and interest rates can be a little better. If that happens, I'd love to see that continual remodel of our community.
I agree.
Really
cool. That was
cool.
something that spending like 15 years in Conway was able to see a lot of other investors and people pour into the downtown area and the homes down there. So coming up here, it's kind of nice to see it starting here as well. I think that there's a lot of opportunity. I see some of the most gorgeous homes, and I think if somebody could just get a hold of that,
for sure.
I see the same. And I think that there's opportunity in Crawford County for that for sure. And I love seeing our leadership really, and that's why even our downtown areas have gotten so much traction as far as the growth. It's because our leadership has pushed for it, and I'm excited for that.
It is exciting. And it's such a cool thing to see, people even that have now positioned themselves into a place where they're like, hey, this is home and this means so much to me. So how do we make it better? How do we make it better for the next generations and stuff? So it is an exciting thing to see all the changes and all the updates and just the growth in the that community involvement when it comes to those things.
And we were talking earlier about the ages and stages of life where we all are right now. But I really enjoy seeing people around our ages like step up and become leaders. Like I have friends on student council that I grew up with, or, good buddies with the mayor and things of that nature. Of just like seeing people of this generation start to come up and do the school board or, city council, those sort of things.
That's so true because the mantle is being passed. And it is something that it's hard to see yourself. I think a lot of us, it's hard to see ourselves filling those shoes.
Yeah. And it's so important because it's our job to lead by example and to leave that legacy for our children too. And if we haven't shown them and if they don't know the why behind the what and the importance of it, then how can we expect them to do it when we're gone?
Right.
With one of our big five being gratitude, I think this is a good time to say thank you to our leadership that, that maybe is passing on that mantle. And thank you to the people who got me in Leadership Crawford County. I did that as a young adult. That's where you met Devin.
I forgot
Leadership
about
Crawford
that.
County.
Our broker from Pillar and Post,
That's
Devin. We met at Leadership Crawford County. And
what a cool.
Then he was my person that I called, like, hey, I'm looking at getting my license. And he was looking at stepping into a principal broker role. So that just worked out.
And I have, actually Denise Hill, Dr. Hill, that I go to for my eye exam every year. I met her at Leadership Crawford County, and I've got to watch her business build. And I remember us talking. She said, I don't really want to lease a building. I said, well, build your own building, and we talked about later now she has her own building. So it's really, you're right. It's so cool to look back and see all the relationships that came from, just really those leaders at the time turning around. And like you always say, Jestina, bringing us to the table and saying there's room for you and mentoring us. And then I guess that also is a challenge for us as leaders now, is to look back and make sure that we are doing the same thing. And we're seeing those young people and saying, come on, let's mentor you. There's room for you. We need you.
Yeah. Because it would be easy just to dismiss them based on their age or their experience, but that's not what we're called to do.
That's right. And it's easy too to put your head down and kind of blinders on, like, hey, I'm just going to get mine. I'm just going to provide for me and my family and focus on those things. And and before you know it, you might do those things, but then you can look around and like, there's so much more that I could have been doing. So many more people I could have brought along with me, and so much I could have given back to the community as well.
And that's part of the reason why we've considered this merger and made this decision is that we just, got to a point where it's easy to be profitable, and people might say, Ashley's crazy for giving up the opportunity of owning a brokerage to go join somebody else. But profitability is a small factor when it comes to every other aspect of it. And so just being part of like a bigger group and having that community, and then being able to do more for your clients and your other agents, to me, is better than and greater than just like profitability.
No, I agree. And those are conversations we've had with other people in the past, other principal brokers and stuff, when we've talked to, other ones that we've merged with and things, or even just conversations. And we'll ask questions, and they'll be like, I couldn't get to that section of trying to build that part of the business. And we're like, it's not for lack of knowledge or lack of ability. It's just you're one person. And so I think the reason why we have been able to be so successful is because we've basically been able to divide and conquer. So in the process, we didn't lose ourselves. We didn't lose our families. We haven't lost those in the process. But to try to take it on as one person, I couldn't imagine. It would be really difficult.
Yes. That's something. And to build what you built actually in the market that you built it in is so impressive. Something Jestina and I always talk about, and we talked about this in our last podcast, was just holding our business like this in open hands and just always saying, Lord, what's next for us? Because you never know in what season he's going to call you to something different. And if you are a leader who is tied to that, that title, and that's something that's been very convicting to me. Yes. Because we've all talked about this. We are independent women, and we are driven. And so you can really get caught up in, this is what this means. But truly, to be a good leader, and if you can remain humble and you can ask God in every step of the way, okay, what's next? You can trust him.
Oh, for sure.
Every time he's going to give you the best, and there's going to be a reason for every single thing. And so thank you for trusting us with this. You have built something incredible, and we're just so excited that you are allowing Heritage Group to acquire Pillar and Post. It's just a new beginning. It's not an end. Yes. It's just a new beginning.
It's a new chapter.
And it's like like you said, a merger. But I feel like our heart is the same. I feel like there's no heart change, which is cool.
Yes. So, I mean, that is like the number one factor for all of us is it's easy. It's, and that's just kind of that reassurance from the Lord of like, yep, this is an easy move. It doesn't feel like we're having to give up who we are or what we value in order to make this change. And that is just super important for all of us.
I'm so excited. Well, anything else, Jay, that you would like to add? Crawford County 2025. Guys, we are coming. Heritage Group is going to be on Webster Street. Please do not be a stranger. We would love to see you come by. Our office is open. We definitely love anytime our neighbors come and see us, our friends come and see us. Even if you're from another real estate company, do not be a stranger.
Yeah, and be watching for our ribbon cutting and everything else. Exciting.
Go team.
Awesome.
We love you, Ashley.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Yay!